is from the College of Indigenous Futures, Arts and Society. The presentation is You Can't Be What You Can't See. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Ganesh Karamanam.
Did you know that for every 100 Indigenous students reaching Australian universities, 50 do not progress beyond second year? Given that Indigenous students reach Australian universities after overcoming significant barriers like poverty, insufficient schooling, health, and even living in Indigenous remote communities, this chronic attrition rate could actually mean that the Indigenous education parity can remain in this country for years to come. My research found that English is another barrier for many Indigenous students because many of them speak English as the second, third, or fourth language. Now, do you know what languages a person speaking English you can speak? And it's a tricky question. But this shows us how little we know about the language backgrounds of our Indigenous students. Indigenous students in our universities are not identified as a language minority, and they remain invisible because universities do not ask them what languages they speak at home. Now, English is a significant language to succeed in our strictly English-speaking universities. It is very critical to manage the study material, to participate in the classroom, and perform well in assessments. On the contrary, what we find is international students who do not speak English language at home have to meet stringent English language requirements to study at Australian universities. And for those who do not meet those requirements, we even have dedicated English language pathways. The irony is that Indigenous students are, the onus of proving their language difficulties and language barriers is left to Indigenous students themselves, because universities do not consider English as a barrier for them. My research also found that given time, support, and focus on this problem, Indigenous students eventually overcome language barriers and they perform well at universities. And the fact remains that when they are encountered by English language barriers, they consider dropping out. And this raises the question if English language barrier is contributing to the chronic Indigenous attrition rates. We know, this sums up that the success of Indigenous students at universities is directly proportional to the visibility of their problems. Governments, society, universities, you and me, we all aspire for success and parity in Indigenous education. Most significantly, Indigenous students want to be successful, but the system fails about keeping them invisible. My research tries to open our eyes to this reality because we know we can't be what we can't see. Thank you.